It wasn't connecting.
Don't like
Crazy.
that.
Crazy. Have to live in a world without the podcast. Couldn't do it.
Can't imagine.
I'd move to Mississauga or something. All right, we're good now. Hello there, and welcome to another episode of TapCaf Transmissions. I am one of your hosts, Corey, joined as always by the other host of TapCaf Transmissions. You know him. You tolerate him. It's Mr. Epic Eckhartsladder. How are you doing tonight, Justin?
Doing well. I feel tolerated.
Good.
Yeah. Nothing else, just tolerated.
That's what being a father of three is all about.
That's true.
Or four, sorry. I didn't mean to...
Probably about Charlie.
Yeah. Especially, like, we're approaching the summer season where he moves to be closer to his dad.
Yeah.
And
He
then
needs to be a little closer to the money pot and the source of energy.
I thought that was the Raid Shadow Legends headquarters.
We don't talk about that.
Okay. Well, tonight's main business is Coruscant Nights Book 1. Jedi Twilight. It's Jedi Twilight, I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get into that, is there any Star Wars news to talk about? Any pressing matters?
I don't think so. It's been pretty quiet, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything too big going on right now.
Yeah. No, not really. No new video game stuff. We got that all the way. No new shows, no new trailers.
There will be video game stuff soon, so if we're ever going to do your Shadows of the Empire thing, it'll have to be soon.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to have all the new games to think about and talk about, and we just won't care anymore.
That's a fun idea.
We'll figure that out. But Coruscant
Speaking
Nights,
of Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah, we're in the Empire's shadows with Prince Shizor as a character in this book, one of many.
Yeah, well, there were many characters in this book. So Coruscant Nights, number one, we're picking up really from a couple of stories we've read recently.
Yep.
We've got
Michael Reeves era.
Yep. So we less recently we've got Lost Stars, where we have Den and I-5, the little Sullustan who likes to drink. He didn't do as much drinking in this one as I remember him doing in the MedStar, although he does drink once.
Well, you had to make it memorable, right? Like, they were all just drinking in that duology, so otherwise you're just not going to recognize them.
Yep. And then we have Lauren Pavan, or Jax Pavan, and we had Lauren Pavan just I think like a month ago
in the book Shadow
Hunter. And then from Luke Skywalker, The Shadows of Mindor, we have Nick Rostu.
Yeah, Nick ends up being in a lot of stuff that I've, for some reason, completely forgot he turned up in. Like, I always thought of him as just being in Shatterpoint.
Yeah, so we read everywhere. Shatterpoint probably, I guess, 2 years ago. Nick Rostu is a main character in that. He's fighting on Harun Call, and he's kind of made his way to this book. This book is just a lot of characters, kind of finding their way together, and by the end, you got quite a squad going. And we will be continuing with some of these characters through the Coruscant Nights trilogy. And then from what I understand, I think like The Last Jedi is the book, obviously, is kind of like a continuation of this as well.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a quadrology, I believe.
Yeah. Have we not done... Did me and Zach do that? No, I'm thinking Heir to the Jedi, I think.
Yeah, I think you guys did.
Yeah, we have not done Last Jedi. But yeah, how did you say their last name?
Nick Rostu? Oh, no. Lauren Pavan, yeah. Or Jax Pavan, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always said Pavin, but I assume you've listened to audiobooks, so I've been self-conscious about it. I've been writing a lore video, and I avoided saying his name because I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, how would you?
I just said Pavin, but
I mean, how would you know? I mean,
oh
but
yeah, well it's a fake word.
yeah. So we've got 3 more books to read here of these, and I also think at some point we need to work in Shadows of the Empire itself.
Yeah. Does Shizor play a bigger role in books 2 and 3 here?
I don't know. I've never read them. I don't think.
I think some of the Black Sun stuff might be kind of ogre, but
Well,
maybe not.
Did you notice the name of the Underlord?
Uh, no.
His name was Phri, which I assume is Perry.
The
So
platypus.
my guess is that that's a reference to Steve Perry, not
Oh,
of
okay.
is that Aerosmith? Not of Aerosmith, but of he wrote Shadows of the Empire. That was my guess anyway.
I thought you were saying he was like a character from something that I should have recognized, and I was like, oh
No,
no.
I think it's a reference to his name.
Did you recognize Caird? That's my question for you. The bird,
No, I didn't.
because he was also in MedStar. He was involved in some of the separatist stuff.
I did
Being
not
all
remember that.
assassiny. Like this is a very Glup Shido book. The thing
Yeah.
is, it's Glup Shidos that are actually main characters in the other books, but they're not really like people don't think of this as being like one of the big chunks of the interconnected continuity. But Michael Reeves did a lot of
There
Star
really
Wars
is
books.
there is really this, because I think Death Star has some of these characters too. Well, I don't know if it has any of these characters, but I believe the novel Death Star has some characters that are kind of glup shitowed in from other books as well.
Yeah.
And that's another Michael Reeves book. So
Yeah, and unfortunately, Michael Reeves did pass away 3 years ago now. So we're getting to a lot of his works fairly late, although he has been fairly well reviewed on TapCaf. So
I you know what, I quite enjoyed this book as well. I'm just going to say it before we get into it.
like MedStar 1, I think in particular is one of the higher ranked books that we've done. Shadow Hunter, I think we both gave a B to, which is nothing bad about that.
It's funny, a lot of this comes to Shatterpoint, which isn't Michael Reeves. That's Stover. I think I gave Shatterpoint a B or a C. That one was not one of my favorites.
Yeah, we both gave it B, which is higher than, I don't know if you've seen there's a video a guy put out a few months ago that he was ranking all of the expanded universe books, and I saw it pop up on Twitter a little bit ago. Because I think the Green Jedi were upset that he put like Shatterpoint in not just like mid tier, but like bottom of the barrel, which I think is a little too low.
Yeah, I think we both agreed that book had a really strong start, where like the mystery, and it's not even mystery, just like his survival on Harun Call is really great. And then like many Star Wars book, it kind of falls apart in the second bit a little bit, I think.
Nick Rostu has to be the character who is mistreated the most.
Yeah, he's got a tough go for things.
There's no book you can open where it's like, oh, this is the one where Nick has a nice,
Nick's having a good time,
easy ride. Yeah.
Because
we just had him in Shadows of Mindor in our last book episode, and he was not doing so hot. In Shatterpoint, he's in rough shape too. What's that?
It's kind of like in Darth Maul and Rebels, when like that's basically how you find Nick in but worse.
And I think that's it for him. I don't think we're getting any more Nick.
No, I don't think so either.
He's mentioned only in Last Jedi and Streets of Shadows. No mention even in book 3. But I guess to set the stage for anyone who has not been reading along with us, which is one of the 8 unforgivable sins. I'm no theologian, but I think it's in there. And so this is a book that is set right after, not right after, but reasonably soon after episode 3. We're following Jax Pavan on Coruscant during the night exclusively. That's why it's Coruscant Nights. And so the book opens with Jedi Master Even Peel dying. He kind of gives this
Don't watch the
MacGuffin.
Clone Wars.
Well, that part's overwritten in the grander scheme of the canon, but we only care about this story right now.
Yeah.
So Even Peel dies. He has a mission that he's trying to complete. He gives this mission through Nick Rostu to his former Padawan, Jax Pavin. We have a Black Sun subplot, which ultimately doesn't really do much. Everyone's looking for this MacGuffin droid. It's hard to say what the droid is going to do because the droid it's like a kind of battle-y droid thing, but it's supposed to be this information it has that's useful. The information's not real. So
Yeah.
it is like the most MacGuffin of MacGuffins. So you
Yeah.
have Jax and this other Jedi survivor, Lorantha, I think her name
Yeah,
is.
she's like what do they call her?
She's a gray paladin,
Yeah, so
an
she's like
offshoot
she
of
doesn't
the
use a
Tipo
lightsaber.
paladins, which I have just finished a short and a full-length video about.
Good. Yeah, she doesn't use a lightsaber. Um I can't really remember what else. She's just a little slightly different philosophy in the Force.
So yeah, the thing here is that someone was playing the Star Wars tabletop RPGs in the mid '90s, and they decided, I think the guy's name was Steven, or Peter Starkeys, something. I'd have to check the script. I've forgotten it all already. But
Okay.
he made up this homebrewed Jedi class, which are Jedi who hate lightsabers and only use blasters, called
Yeah.
the Tipo Paladins. And then 10 years later, Michael Reeves decided to include this in the novel. So it's an offshoot of the Jedi, an offshoot of the offshoot of the Jedi, where there was the Tipos who were okay with lightsabers but wanted to use
Mhm.
other stuff. Then the Grey Jedi who refused to use lightsabers and also didn't really love using the Force.
Yep.
But that's Jax's girlfriend hanging around all the time.
She's not much
She
of a
can.
character though, is she?
No, I think she'll probably be a bigger character in the next books because we're getting rid of Nick after this. Nick
Mhm.
survives, but he's kind of unconscious at the end of the book.
Yeah.
So not a great send off for him. Uh, Den and I-5, I guess, are going to go with him. Caird is going home. Like a lot of people just kind of get written out.
Yeah,
Uh,
Carrot is the weird one because he's like written pretty much just to meet up with these guys. So you'd assume like they're all going like when you get to the end of this book, it reads like the purpose was to get them all together in the same spot for
yeah.
a big adventure.
Yeah, so you have a few different point of view characters. There's Caird, who is this Black Sun assassin who kind of just
Mhm.
wants to go home. And I was kind of wondering, like, how is he going to connect up with the other characters? And then I was like, oh, well, he's got the Shizor plot. So however they get involved with the Black Sun, that's going to be Caird's role. But then, like, they don't, like, Shizor isn't really doing anything important here either. Like, he has
No.
the droid eventually, but, like, not for long. And it's just like a little encounter. And then Shizor runs away and Caird goes with them because they're all running from Vader. And then Caird's like, "Oh, you can just have my money. I'm gonna go home," and that's kind of his thing. One of the other point of view characters is uh Renan, the Eloman, who's
Mhm.
Darth Vader's personal assistant,
Yeah.
who's also very sad that
Wishes they were force sensitive.
he's not force sensitive. So he links up with them with like very few questions asked at the end of the book. And it does feel a little a little just convenient to get them all in one place, but it also like I enjoyed the book, but I think a big weakness in the book is that no one has a goal, and like all
Yeah.
the stuff that feels like it's building into some core plot just isn't, because there isn't really a core thing anyone's trying to do. Vader's trying to find Jax, he doesn't. They're trying to find the droid gets immediately destroyed, and I5's like, oh, the information he had is destroyed. And they're like, oh no, what did Even Peel want? Then they find out later, like, oh no, there was actually no information on the droid. It was all bait to get Jax. So as part of a trilogy, I'm sure it's fine. But in terms of like the actual story going on here, it it's just getting certain people together and
Yeah,
they're
everything is
stuff that
fairly
they're doing
convenient as
is
well. Like it's always like we need to find like the beginning of the book is they're all looking for Jax, and it's always ends up being, oh, we hacked the system, we
yeah,
found him, or we knew where he was.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I liked it honestly almost as like a prequel to Shadows of the Empire. Maybe I don't know. Have you? I don't think you've ever read those books. Have
No.
you? Or that book? Have you, Corey? So like one thing that I like is in Shadows of the Empire, Shizor has it's like a human replica droid named
Yeah.
I think it's Yuri or
Yuri.
Yuri,
She
and
ends up with the Stinger, which is Cairn's ship.
oh, does she? I didn't remember that.
The Ceronian Conqueror that he's talking about, that's Guri's ship,
Mhm.
which I mostly know about
Oh,
because Guri was going to be in Empire War.
but we kind of see Shizor experimenting with like the early version of what Guri is, because he's trying to make like human
Yeah.
replica droids, which I thought was fun.
And which
And they
eventually
go on a scout.
culminates in Leia shooting lasers out of her eyes.
It does, yeah. We get lots of droids shooting lasers in this book, which is nice.
Yeah.
But unsurprisingly, given the title, all this book takes place on Coruscant, and a lot of the book really is exploring the different parts of the planet. Which I at times I thought they did really well. At other times, I never like when they like fly to the other side of Coruscant. It's just like a street with like 5-story tall buildings. Because I always imagine all of Coruscant is covered in like this massive like structure. Like even if there is only a small building, you're still on top of like thousands of years of. That's always how I imagine Coruscant, and that's kind of how it's portrayed when they're in like the Senate district or the main district. But then they go to the shitty part, and it's very different.
Yeah, in some of the earlier novels, it makes more sense, like when they're doing the ski trip on Coruscant, like the prequel stuff. Like, okay, you don't know that it's like fully city all the time, but the thing that kind of stood out to me here with that is like they talk about there's Imperial City, Imperial Center, and then the other side, the antipode of the planet, that's where the gross factories are that are kind of dead. That's really, they're kind of just describing the works, which is right next to the Senate district.
Yeah, I think they actually mention the works by name in this book too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's just...
yeah. I mean, I remember it's funny because like in the X-Wing, or not the X-Wing series, in the Thrawn trilogy and in like the Young Jedi Knights, they go to Coruscant, and it's like it's not described like we see in the prequels. It's literally just like they're just tall buildings. Like it's just like a really, really big city. When obviously later it's taken on like this completely. It's more like it's almost like a machine world. It's been built all on.
Yeah.
One thing that I found was like Star Wars always has issue with scale. This one has one of the worst ones, where it says there's 500 million people on the planet named Jax Pavin. 500 million with that name.
Yep.
Out of a trillion people. That's like 0.5% of the population?
Out of, let's see. That's...
Is it? Or 0.05? Yeah, 0.05. Either way, it's way too many. I looked it up.
Well, it was like 8,000 within a 8-kilometer area or whatever they said for the... Okay, that's a...
Yeah, not 0.5, because that would be... I'm off by an or still way too many people.
It is, yeah, it's still a lot. Which I thought they had the solution to the even peel crisis right there in their hands. This was just a second even peel.
I mean, a second short jet. Why not?
Like, if we can have that many Jax's Pavon, then why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did think it was because like they have that attempt to make it like this is just how big this planet is, right? But it's also one of the books that has like everyone knows everyone. Like Nick's role in the Jedi, he's like everyone's friend. Everyone knows Nick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like there's like minor crime boss in this one small sector of the planet that would have up 10 billion crime bosses, and they're like, oh yeah, everyone knows Slogga the Hutt.
Slobber the knob.
Yeah, everyone knows Slobber the Knob. Like, I don't think everyone knows Slobber.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 12 huts that out of this one apartment building.
Well, even someone like Jax knows Nick. All the Jedi counselors know Nick because he was just this one officer that Mace was friends
Anakin
with, I
knows
guess.
Nick.
So
Yeah.
Anakin
Everyone knows
gave that like Anakin gave Jax a fucking mind melt or like some sort of super rare mineral too.
Yeah.
Were they much closer than we thought? Perhaps.
I would like to see. I would have liked to see more adventures of Nick during the Clone Wars.
Yeah, but too bad he just wasn't included in TCW.
It was out.
All
Fighting.
that's what people are really thinking. All the ones that get angry if you mention TCW in a YouTube video, like it's not Legends. You know, they're all just sitting there thinking, "Where's Nick Rostu?" They all know who Nick Rostu is. They're not just angry over something that they've never read before.
Definitely, I see Nick Rostu in my YouTube comments all the time. 500 million times this year alone.
Well, it's a common name. That's actually the other Nick Rostu.
Oh, Nick Rostu, the doctor. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dr. Rostu.
Let me just look. I'm just going to check my comment section right now.
Has anyone ever said Nick Rostu?
Rostu. No, never.
Well,
wait, no,
try
I spelled it the wrong
Rostu.
way. Nick Rostu.
Right,
Okay, yeah, we got a few. A few Nick Rostu mentions. Got about 5. Oh, 3 years ago, Storba 3860. Nick Rostu should have been in the Clone Wars. He was mad.
Yeah, there. Okay, I take it back.
Yep.
I've got one quite. So the only Nick Rostu mention in my comments happened 3 weeks ago.
And what did they say? Was it in reference to?
I did a video. Did the
Mandalore?
Galaxy know Vader was Anakin?
Okay.
And I think I mentioned Nick at some point. So the comment was about a bunch of stuff, but they added, yes, the same Nick Rostu from Matt Stover's Amazing Shatterpoint.
Well, we get a lot about State of the Galaxy in this book because apparently everyone knows, like, at one point Jax is thinking about how, like, the people joke all the time about how the Jedi just let the Sith take over right on their doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like everyone knows that, really. Like, that's kind of one thing that's really dependent on the actual source itself. Like,
yeah,
do people know Palpatine is a Sith or not? And most times it's no. This time everyone does.
Yeah, and well, they're pretty quick to know a lot about what went on, right? Like the Empire is hunting Jedi pretty fast, but they're also very clear about, like, no, the Jedi aren't a threat. We're not actually doing much about them. So they don't want the public to think they're afraid of these Jedi. And there seems to be a lot of Jedi still around, because when Jax is talking about Lorantha, which is not a standard Twi'lek name, I think there's probably got to be an apostrophe in there, but he says there's only a couple dozen of the Grey Paladins left.
Yeah.
So if you think
Sounds
there's
like
too many regular Jedi, there's only a couple dozen of these guys left. And they do last until they rejoin Luke's New Jedi Order.
Oh, okay.
There's an Essential Guide to Warfare mention that they stick around and they still have, like, Corellian Jedi style separate meetings.
How nice for them. I laughed at one point. I forget what they call it. They call it like the it's not like the Underground Railroad, it's like the Underground Repulsor Train or something. They call it the secret thing that's small, because that's like what Jax had been doing, is he'd been working to help smuggle Jedi off planet rather. So he very brazenly at the beginning reveals his Force status, like, completely unnecessarily.
Whiplash Express, I think.
No, Whiplash isn't that's like the the group, like the
That's
early
the group
rebels.
that everyone seems to know about.
Yeah, so he's been helping people get off planet. Again, it reminds me kind of the Kenobi show. And when it's time to go, he's like, "Yeah, I've done my work, so they'll be willing to help me."
Wonder if we go back to Kenobi and look at that wall, are we going to find Jack's Pavin written on it?
I feel like somebody would have noticed.
I just forget what was on there. I know it was Quinlan and no, not Corrin, but
Corn is the name of the kid.
maybe he was in there.
Yeah, maybe.
One thing with the universe scaling and stuff that I thought was weird was, or stuff that like it. So I like the character work and stuff. I like the exploring of the underworld, but it's also, I don't think Michael Reeves is like the strongest on lore details, which I'm okay with generally. It's just when there's some stuff that's thrown in that just feels a little off just because it feels wrong. Like there's this bar scenes with Nick, and he ends up playing a fucking flight sim or a mobile game, essentially is what it sounded like, against a Yavithan.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, I don't think they're
not even space capable at this point.
Yeah.
But he knows what the Yavithan is, and then like a scene later, there's another species, and he's like, I don't know what this fucking thing is.
Yeah. It's I definitely flagged that too. We do get lots of aliens though, which is nice.
Yeah, the use of aliens in general.
It's always nice to have a Sullustan, and they addressed the point that we long discussed. How tall are they actually? And pretty short.
Yeah, Den is waist height. He's not one of the regular size Celestians.
Yeah, which we do see at times.
He's struggling to get work. He's supposed to be a reporter. He was a reporter at the Rimsu in MedStar. He's struggling to get work because the Republic mercenary from that book, he wrote about how he was not actually that epic. But Palpatine said he was not just epic, but an epic patriot. And so no one wanted to give Den a job anymore. So it's nice to have someone stick to their principles as a reporter in that space day and age. Didn't work out well for him.
Yeah, his relationship with I-5 is definitely the best part of the book. Yeah, I mean I-5 I think we marked as a standout in MedStar. Yeah, I think in this Jax's reaction to him is a little much. Yeah, because I-5 is like very clearly like fully sentient. He's got beliefs and fears, and he's always. We saw this too when we read Maul Shadowhunter. He's always like emoting, even though his face doesn't move, which always is quite funny. Yeah. But Jax just fucking hates him.
Yeah, and the weird thing is, like, they try to position it as if like Jax has the regular response. Like, I don't thank my my nav computer for doing its job. Like, okay, well, like my phone. I guess I do yell at it if it thinks I said, "Hey Google" or something, and I didn't. But still, he's just rude for the sake of being rude. Yeah. It's insane. Like, if I had a thing that I talked to as an appliance even, I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, hey, it's an oven, cooked my food, but guess what? You're not fucking real. It's very important to me that you understand you're not real. If that's the case, who cares? You don't need to be a dick to it.
That does remind me of that there was like a Twitter thread where like this guy was like punching his toaster or something. Or oh no, that's not what it was. It was like some streamer, and it was like he punched a humanoid robot, and people were like, this is genuinely sick in the head. This guy is just, I'm like if I want to beat my toaster up, like I can do it. My toaster's not sentient. Like, but like this is different. He's, and like I guess I understand it just, he doesn't really match like what we see in the rest of Star Wars. He's like, this would most people are pretty chill with their droids. Like, there's a lot of people that find companionship with droids.
Yeah, like there's a whole lot of like, oh, not like the other droids going on with I-5, and it's like, no, a lot of the other droids are kind of like this. And I-5 does point that out as well. It's like, I met R2 and 3PO, they seem cool.
That was a bit much.
There's other droids that are like, there's a spectrum of sentience too for all of this, but it, like, even Han isn't this big of a dick to 3PO. Han doesn't deny 3PO his sense of self. He just calls him
treats
annoying.
3PO like he's an annoying,
Yeah. So, look, I-5 is great, but he's not the only droid worth respecting. And Jax seems insecure about this. And maybe it's because the Jedi, they think like, oh, the Force is life, and if you're not in the Force, you're not alive thing. But who gives a shit? He even was kind of sensing I-5 in the Force in some way, which was, the thing.
Yeah.
But on that, so Jax does go in and out of his connection with the Force. I don't think it's not really emphasized enough to have that much of an impact. It's just that he can't sense it during, we like kind of get this inkling of it, and then he talks about it with Nick in a conversation, and then later on he kind of breaks through in his fight with Shizor, and he can do it again.
At one point I thought his girlfriend was going through it as well. Because there's one point where like she comes back and she's like confused and a bit shaken, and I thought the implication was there's something going on the planet, but it's just, I guess it makes sense. He's been trying to hide his presence for so long that kind of shuts off. Use it or lose it.
But
didn't milk his Force prostate enough.
That's disgusting. When he was describing it,
I'll talk to George Lucas, not me.
I don't think George Lucas wrote this.
No, the Force prostate thing, though, he did.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he senses the Force as like this series of threads, not in the Shatterpoint way, but it kind of reminded me of though. Some of the High Republic stuff, where it's like talking about how different people kind of like not necessarily perceive the Force, but the way they conceptualize it.
Yeah.
I thought that was
It honestly was a bit Shatterpointy at one point. Like the first time he uses it, he does see kind of like threads leading, but not in the same way that like Mace Windu does, where he can like
not leading to the weaknesses of everything, but just the way he visualizes the Force in that way, which like the song that Avar Kriss has, the waves that Yaga drowned in. He got better. I don't think you read the book where he got better though. So
no,
or Stellan drowned in he fully drowned in those waves.
Yeah, I like Stellan. He was a good character.
But we get a confirmation of global warming early on in this book as well.
Yeah, I mean, we get more. One thing they say, it never rains during the day on Coruscant. That's not true. It rains all the time. But Coruscant is always in the novels portrayed as having very controlled weather. In the X-Wing series, we see the satellites that reflect the sun towards the planet, and forget one of the other books. Maybe it's the Revenge of the Sith novel, or no, it's Plagueis, I think. The controls aren't working and it's raining, but here we learn a bit more about like, that's what it's like on the surface, but it's pretty shitty down low, and all those industrial plants and stuff and everything that controls the planet, it all basically they just basically shoot it down low among the people. It's like you're living in like antifreeze,
burning oil, wood, animal dung, and the like to keep warm.
Yeah.
And there's the Veers family controlled air scrubbers above if you're lucky.
That's right. Yeah. I like the part where no, it's not Veers, isn't it? It's not Veers. It's isn't it Ozzel?
That was or maybe it, oh yeah. Hold on.
Because isn't he punished for like I do like the part where they're running away from I think it's where Even Peel's running away, and we reference this. He does have a completely different death in the Clone Wars. If you've watched the show, he dies during the Clone Wars, but he's running from the stormtroopers, and they're pretty deep in the underworld, and they like run into this old, I forget if it's like a concert hall or something, but I do like the idea of these massive spaces that like the parts of the planet that they're inhabiting now were once the top level, and now they're just like long forgotten, and some of them haven't been touched for hundreds of years. Like they break into like a crack den, and they're like, yeah, no one's been in here for a few hundred years. I thought that was kind of a fun I thought that was a fun dynamic.
Yeah, like there's all these feral robots, and I was kind of thinking between the feral robots and the all the crack dens that are around, and remember the giant like city eaters in X-Wing that would like go to the abandoned parts and like repurpose
Yeah,
them?
we had those in that. They're mentioned in this book.
Yeah, so like how many of them are eating people
Yeah, gotta be.
all the time?
Yeah, all the
Is
time.
there a class action lawsuit? That is my question for you as a lawyer. Can we get in on this? Is it like a bread situation? How much
Well,
money do you think they
unfortunately,
get?
in this book, they say specifically the Empire stopped
Oh, true.
litigation.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I would argue it.
I mean, you could try.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think it's
you
gonna go.
can't. You just can't try.
Yeah, you'll get
That's the whole
disappeared.
point. You're
They'll
going
tie
to
you up in one
Narkina
of those
5.
buildings. Yeah, I mean, you'd think like real estate's got to be pretty. I do like the idea of manufacturing moving off Coruscant, especially because you think it's probably got to be cheaper to make certain things on a world without full gravity, full human gravity. I'm being quite chauvinistic, like humans are accused of being many times in this book. But you'd think they would just use those construction droids to just get rid of the slums. I did. Speaking of, I did like the point
So
where
when you run for city council, you're gonna be like, well, when we see the homeless encampment, why don't we just send in the bulldozer? That'll solve the
well,
problem.
but no one's living there.
Yes, they fucking are. They absolutely
No, I'm
are.
talking about the warehouse district.
No, I'm saying they're not living. They are living there. You think they're
Robots.
actually proving that anyone like they don't care what happens to these underclasses on Coruscant? There's
But they're
whole
not. But they're
Chthon
not really.
civilizations
Like they
going
just
on
left
here.
the warehouse district though. Like where they go at the end, it's just like sitting there.
But the the feral robots are there and they're killing people, and the feral robots have to live somewhere. If it weren't for the feral robots, there'd be people living there.
I did really like the quote. It's like, what would you call it if a group of Nogri moved in? Gentrification.
Gentrification.
That was a pretty good joke. Gentrification is like another gentrification. Nogri is like another one of those species where like I did feel like the whole galaxy probably doesn't know about the
Yeah,
Nogri.
no one knows about the Nogri.
It's like whenever there's like like and this happened a few times. There's like a pre-Return of the Jedi book, and someone mentions Ewoks. Like,
Yeah.
the fuck do you know what an Ewok is?
But, fuck, what was the species? Is there a description of the species he couldn't identify? Or he wasn't familiar with or whatever? I think it was I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like it was probably like some fucking Mon Calamari or something, but is out here talking about Nogri and Yavithans.
Yeah.
Like he's loading up Thrawn's revenge when he's done with this competition.
Oh, I recognize that. That's a Praetorian Vong. What is that thing over there, right? A Celestin?
Solus? What's Solus and why are we standing them? But we do also get confirmation of not just global warming, but of trans people.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
Yep.
yeah, nice.
And we get more mass transit too.
Yeah,
Everything's coming up lefties.
Yeah, we're declaring it. We've found the wokest Star Wars book. Everyone, let's give Michael Reeves a hand.
W for woke.
Just start posting excerpts from this book. I can't believe Disney's done this.
That would be
You'd
funny.
never see this in Legends.
Unlike that book we read, if I forget which book it was that dropped the R slur.
Anchor.
No, like the R slur. Like remember that was in a book. Can't remember
Yeah, I
what it
don't
was.
remember which one it was.
But it was not used in a like it meant what it meant. I can't remember what it was though. It wasn't someone saying like fire retardant or anything like that. It was.
Was it in Millennium Falcon?
I think it was.
When they're doing like the aging. No.
Yeah, I think that it.
Check Wikipedia for the article.
I mean, I sent it in the group chat, so it's there somewhere.
All right. Well, anyways. What?
I searched it on Google, and Google's AI overview said, due to the offensive nature of the term, there is no canonical or official R-word Star Wars media.
Oh my god.
However, the query likely refers to famous franchise parodies like Robot Chicken, or notoriously clumsy characters like Jar Jar Binks, or infamous fan critiques regarding the quality of Star Wars. These AI overviews are worse than crap, but that was funny.
Oh, it was the fucking Eloman that I had a note for it. The Eloman wasn't a talkative type. Nick had never encountered a representative of this particular species before. Right after the Yavithan series.
Yeah. Which, like, Eloman aren't even that weird.
No, they're...
It's another one of those planets, though, and there's many of them in Star Wars. It has, like, an ordinary human species and then, like, weird little guys.
Well, he's the ordinary human species stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But we already knew the Elomen were kind of racist, too.
Yeah. What's the other one? What's like the little yak guy? Or is that
the Elom?
Is that no? Those are the Elom, but there's
the ones like the bear-looking ones from the Clone Wars, cows.
No, I'm thinking of Shevins. Or don't Shevins live with another? Isn't there another species on the Chevin planet?
Well, I don't know if I think they're different planets, but there's the Chev and Chevin situation.
And the Chev are just normal guys, and then the Chevins are weird little guys.
Yeah.
The
Elomen, I don't think they're from the same place.
They are.
Oh, okay. The humans were enslaved by the elephants.
But there's another example too.
Similar, yeah.
In Revenge of the Sith, there's the Utapauans and the Powans, where it's like
the Powans.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, either way, we got a planet that's got dudes and then weird little guys. Well, there's definitely more examples of these.
We've got humans and like orangutans or something.
Yeah, I suppose.
And puppies.
But... Yeah.
Like I'd say our dogs are weird little guys.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, I suppose.
They could eventually be that intelligent.
Yeah. If anyone can think of any other examples, let me know.
Doesn't Endor have that other species?
They do, yeah. The Zhao Yaza, isn't he one of them?
Yeah, the evil wizards. Hold on, Endor. There's the Ewoks, which includes also
Yuzum,
Jedi
right?
Ewoks.
Yuzum?
Are they Yuzum from?
Aren't they?
Native species. Okay, yeah, Yuzum are the ones. There's a lot of them.
That one doesn't really work because the Yuzum
are also weird little guys.
Yeah, that's just different weird little guys on the same planet. The Yuzum, like you could say, kind of the Corellian system, but not really because it's got to be the same planet.
There's also Duloc. They're I think the Duloc are the ones I'm thinking of.
Okay. If anyone can think of other examples of dudes and weird little guys cohabiting, or not cohabiting, because that'd be Chewie and Han. Yeah, coming from the same planet. And
wait, did you say that would be too hot?
No, that'd be Han.
Oh,
I mean, even like you even have like the Wookiees and the Trandoshans, right? Or the Mon Calamari.
The same system.
Same system, yeah. Or the Mon Calamari and the Quarren.
Yeah. The Mon Cal enslaved the, but they're like equally weird little guys.
Mm-hmm. They don't count.
I can't think of anything else offhand. But we'll have a whole podcast episode about this.
Yeah. I guarantee there's more. I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, we also got some more talk about, like, there's a lot of demonstration that the Empire does not actually give a fuck about, like, peace, order, and good government. It's all just
no pog analysis.
Yeah. That one of the most important things you learn about in Canadian political science is actually is poggers. So
it is true. It's like half a first year constitutional law.
all your pre-Confederation history, it just leads up to the pog.
Well, they do talk a bit about how part of the reason why this era is so fun is something they mentioned in the book, where the Empire stopped caring about crime. Basically, that's like when I think of this like 18-year period. It's like the underworld, and that reminds me, we've never read the War of the Bounty Hunters trilogy. So that's another one. I don't think we mentioned that last time, but yeah.
Where like we haven't done a ton in this like in the Imperial period. We did like the Han Solo trilogy, and we did Death Troopers, but everything else we haven't done anything between Yoda Dark Rendezvous and Trees of Bakura. So that's all still in there. Yeah, like as far as the book as a whole goes, like a lot of the character work's really fun. I like all of the characters other than like when Jack's in the same room as I-5. And it just feels like it's trying too hard to set up like unrest in the party, which you'd think could come more from the fact that Nick gets captured by the Empire and is weighing his options on whether to like give Jax in or sacrifice his whole family, because Vader is saying like, oh, I'm gonna just go fuck up everything on Hurren Kal if you don't give Jax to me. But as far as we the readers know, Vader just decides to go follow the tracker he has on Nick without having to be called in. So the decision Nick makes ultimately doesn't matter much. And we find out later, after he's already unconscious, that he did tell Jax that Vader was coming. But like, it feels like there's a few moments like that could have been used as more of a central driving tension in a book where, like, we haven't even talked about what they're supposed to really be doing that much, which is find this droid, because the droid doesn't fucking matter. Like he shoots some people and like there's no information on him. So it doesn't matter what happens with them. Like the character's motivations barely exist for a lot of stuff. And then we find out the thing that was the motivation for one of them wasn't really for any purpose. That's my problem with the book.
Yeah, and that I do think that's exacerbated by something I mentioned earlier, where like a lot of the book just kind of happens, like they just find where Jax lives, and it's like it's just there's very easy shortcuts that are very clearly moving the plot along.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying this from a perspective of like stuff doesn't matter, as in it doesn't have galaxy shattering importance. I just like I want to know why the characters are doing what they're doing.
Motivation. We need more about their motivations.
Yeah, and like why is Caird the B plot in this? Because I kept thinking like, oh, well, how is this going to lead into what their interactions with Shizor are? And the Shizor fight is kind of just like a thing that happens. It's the kind of the climax of the book, but like none of them really had a thing going on with Shizor. It's just someone that Nick stumbled into.
They run into and immediately throw hands with.
And they're like, oh, well, they're going to use him to throw off Vader. But that doesn't happen either. Like, the inclusion of the Black Sun stuff in this is kind of, like, it becomes kind of central, but it's also unrelated to anything that matters to the characters. So I do think it's a fun read, but I think it mostly comes from good work with the characters as characters, rather than because the plot makes sense or builds to anything.
Yep. I thought of another one, by the way.
Yeah.
BIMs. There's 2 BIMs species.
Aren't they
There's
both
like
called BIMs as well?
I thought one was called Bimisari, but also
Bimisari. No, they're both called BIMs.
okay.
There's the BIMs that are diminutive near humans, and they shared their homeworld with furred humanoids, also known as the BIMs, which are the little rat-looking ones.
Okay. I guess you could say the Naboo and the Gungan.
Yeah. Gungans are the weird little guys there.
Yeah.
But where's Jedi Twilight ending for
Streets of Rage? I thought I was gonna give it an A, but honestly, you talked me out of it, so I'm gonna give it a B. Did really like it, but you're right that it takes a lot of shortcuts, like in terms of plot. And it gets saved by the characters being generally likable and the setting being good. So yeah, I think it's a high B for me.
Yeah, I was leaning towards B. I'm still kind of leaning towards B, but I feel like uh we've inflated our rankings in our old age. I think
We might have.
we have so since Legacy of the Four, so since Dark Nest,
Mm-hmm.
we have given out nothing lower than a C.
Wow.
Oh, I gave Sacrifice a D, and that's it. But
I'm trying to think. I didn't give Low Red Moon.
we
I
both
guess I
gave
give
Low
that.
Red Moon a C.
Yeah. Okay. I
Riptide
mean,
and Crosscurrent, you gave A's, I gave B's. And I feel like there's some Crosscurrent and Riptide to this book as well. It's a similar vibe almost.
mm. I mean, could part of it be that because we're not reading in order now, we've been a bit more choosy?
Not necessarily, because that includes like the uh majority of Legacy of the Force.
Mm.
We did Rogue Planet. So the books that we've done were Master of Evil, Crosscurrent, Riptide, Low Red Moon, Millennium Falcon, Shadow Hunter, Lockdown, Shadows of Mendor, Coruscant Nights, Jedi Twilight, since finishing Legacy of the Force.
Mm-hmm.
But even in there, we had like Wayseeker, which we both gave C's, Sacrifice, which I was lower on. But I feel like our average rating would drop significantly. Okay,
So
you know
you're
what? I'm
giving
actually
this
going to
one
figure that out.
a C?
I think I'm gonna stay with B right now, but I think if we go back through and do any kind of rating revision, it might drop for me.
Okay.
Okay, so right now, your average rating is 3.838. My
Okay.
average rating is 3.808, which for our purposes, a 3 is a C, a B is a 4.
Yeah.
Because we have to put it in the spreadsheet as numbers, and then it kind of gets mapped to the letters from that. If
So
I
we're a high
delete
C. I think that's okay. I mean, ideally we'd be a bit lower.
Well, I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna delete this section of books.
Okay.
So you're 3.838, I'm 3.808. I press delete. You drop to 3.8, I drop to 3.76. So we have been more generous than historically, or we have just read a lot of good books lately. That's possible. I'm not taking that away from
Yeah.
us. A possibility.
I honestly think I disliked the Jedi Survivor tie-in novel so much that it poisoned the books around it. So
Let's see. Okay, if we jump back to Battle Scars, you gave that a D. The next book we read was Dark Journey, which we don't have the rankings for. That's one of the lost rankings right now. Lesser
by
Evil
that we'd have
Vision
to
of the Future.
rewatch the episode and
Yeah. Someone
listen to the last
can
10
email and
minutes.
let us know. Someone can email and let us know. It's Lesser Evil, Dark Journey, and Vision of the Future that we don't know.
I'd say Vision of the Future I probably gave an S or an A.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Well,
So what do we want to do next week?
I think. Well, are we doing it next week?
Oh no, we'll take next week off, and then maybe we'll read book 2 the subsequent week.
Yeah, I could do. Should be able to do.
Or we could do book 2. If we did book 2 the week after, that would give us 3 weeks.
I
between
will
books.
not be around the 9th. I'll be visiting family. My aunt's funeral will be the Saturday, so I'm
Okay.
not going to be there. I think they're fairly short books.
Your priorities are fucked, by the way.
I'm sorry.
I'm joking. Joking.
Let's see. How long is Street of Shadows the second one? Yes. I can tell because he's not fighting Darth Vader on the cover. Spoiler alert. Let's see. Streets of Shadows. Oh god, this is a short one. The book is 240 pages long.
That's good. I'm falling behind on my cleavage on the cover. I'm falling behind on my 2026 reading challenge. I was supposed to read 50 books.
Okay,
It's
so
Street of Shadows for me. It says 308 on the Star Wars wiki.
well, I'm going by the length of my ebook, which is
okay.
Usually consistent font size and everything. But so is the takeaway that we are not doing an episode next week? We're doing one on the 2nd for Streets of Shadows.
Yep.
Then we can come back on the 16th and maybe finish the trilogy.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
All right. We'll be done with we actually won't be done with Jack's Pavin until we do Last Jedi, but either way.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this week. Thank you all for joining us. Remember to leave your favorite moments with Nick Rostu in the comments. Email us your favorite moments with him, and I think we'll try to make sure we check the email beforehand for any email questions next time. There is one from Caleb and one from someone else, but there's also a bunch of like AI generated stuff that seems like it's directed at us, but it's not. So I don't trust going through the email right now. So we'll do that next time. But yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Justin, say goodbye to the nice people.
Bye.